I'm going to show you how to install our new CIS system. Get all the parts and pieces needed and detailed photo instructions. No priming of the system is required. It's our new constant pressure system. This is a new printer by Canon, the MG6220. We're going to install our CIS system. Very simple, very easy. Turn the printer on, and then you can remove the cartridges. Then what you want to do next is unplug the printer. After removing the cartridges, you're going to install the gasket seals over the printhead nozzles. Now you can see we've already put our gaskets over the nozzles. Now before installing the system, make sure that both plugs are in before taking the cartridges out of the cartridge clips. Now we're going to install the cartridges. What we're going to do is remove the rubber bands, then unsnap the orange clips. You want to save these clips. They're very important should you ever have to use them later on. Now you may want to get a piece of paper towel just in case some ink drips. You're going to unsnap the clip and take them one by one, take them off, and then as a group you're going to be putting them in the printhead. And now you want to get them lined up. Your time. You want to make sure they lock down. You hear a little click. Now they're in. Now we'll put on the hose bracket and do hose travel. Now Canon made it very tight here, so you got to do this just right so you don't catch the hose on any of these plastic shields that they put on. So we're going to go all the way over to the right, making sure the hoses aren't sticking up too high. Now you see this area right here where the hoses, they can't be sticking up in the air because they're going to catch. So take your time, make sure you can flatten them out a little bit, depending on how you put them in. Sometimes they get twisted. This is critical area, so just take your time. Now, we got the hose coming out nice and flat. That's what you want. And now we're going to be installing the hose bracket. And the hose is going to exit out the side like that. Okay, with the cartridge assembly all the way over to the left, you want to place the T-bracket down right here, and if you notice it's about, from the edge of this to here, about 2 inches. That's where you want to place it down. You want to clean the surface with a little alcohol first so you make sure the adhesive sticks to the plastic. Okay, now I placed it down. You want it flush on the front up here. You don't want to push it too far back. So you want to, and you can see that's the way it's going to travel. We're going to do hose travel in a minute. I'm going to set that in. You're going to put one more hose bracket here. And then we're going to put in the lid jumper. We're going to also put in the scanner jumper and the lid standoffs. So by hand, we're going to move it back and forth. Now, you don't want too much slop here. You don't want the hose to sag too much, because you don't want. So you're going to go back and forth to do your hose travel. And every now and then, you want to check this, because over time it might loosen up, and you get a lot of that. Okay, now we're going to place the other hose bracket into the back here, just like there. Because there's a cutout right here where we want the hose to come through. So you want to clean that surface. Put the hose bracket on the hose first. Makes it easier. But you don't want to cover this area here. See if I can zoom in right in this area here. That area is where you're going to be putting the lid jumper. Okay, now I got the last hose bracket nice straight all the way across. It should be able to go back and forth easy. Hose travel. Go all the way over. Just a little bit of a loop here. So we go all the way back. There. That's what you want. The hose is going to come out the side. Like this. So when you shut the lid, it's not going to pinch the hose. I'll show you that in a minute. Now this lid jumper doesn't go on every model of Canon, only some models. But you need to get that up in there because that's going to make the printer think that the top is down all the way, and it won't be able to be put down all the way. So that's going to go up in there and hold the switch. Okay, now I get that little jumper up in there good and tight. Take your time. Okay, now we're going to stick the lid bracket right here. Peel and stick it right on the edge here. So when you shut the lid, that'll protect it from crushing the hose. You only need one. The other side does not require one. Now the last step is going to put in interlock jumper. Now, just like this little rubber piece here, it's going to be brought in and placed like that. Now you can use this to take it out later on. Because anytime you want to get the cartridge, you've got to take this out. But you want to make sure that's in, otherwise it'll say cover open. And then you can line up the hose here and close it. Just make sure you're not pinching. You get another hose bracket you could put right here. Now that the lid jumper's in, everything is in, stand off, push them back and forth. The last step is make sure you come over here and open up the very small in the back. Don't open up the front. If you do, you'll lose your air balance. Just open them up. The only time you close these up is when you're going to fill the bottles. That's it. Then you can route the hose, like I said, and put it. We're going to give you another hose clamp to go to hold it. Now you can turn on the printer, plug it in and turn it on. This is going to move back and forth. Make sure there's no snags with the hose. Now once you get the hose travel, you want to put a little marker here so you know exactly where the hose goes should you ever have to take it off again. Now it's going into its charge. There's the other bracket. We leave a little loop here. When you close down that lid, you don't want to crush that. Going through its check. Now you might get that, just say OK. And now we're ready to do a test. With the arrow key, arrow up, you come to Setup. Go to Setup. Go to Setup. Say OK. Arrow down to where it says Cleaning. Say OK. Say Yes. Now what we're going to do is do a cleaning. Now you're going to print out a nozzle check. Might have to do 1 or 2 cleanings. What we got? It's pretty good. Looks very good. You see 1 or 2 spaces missing, don't clean anymore. Leave it alone. It'll fix itself. If you over clean, all you're doing is wasting ink. That's how simple it is. Gonna copy. I would recommend that you never run these or any of these inkjet printers in draft. Now we're going to make a copy of a colored sheet that we put in the scanner. Over here, touch color. You can see how it's running. I'll open the lid up.